Hello, thanks so much for joining me today. Today we are in the beautiful countryside in Emilia-Romagna in northern Italy, and it's quite hot outside. So this morning I just wanted to do a kind of nice morning wiggle, basically just to wake up the body, get some good energy flowing around, connecting to our breath, and yeah, just kind of having a good start to your day, hopefully. But to come to the top of your mat, let's do feet about hip width apart. Have a nice sort of soft bend in the knees. Okay, so we're just starting to ground down into the earth here. Palms go down by the side of our body. Spine nice and long, elongating our whole body, closing down our eyes. Let's just take a few deep breaths here. So inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth, waking up slowly. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Now we're going to just add a shoulder drop here. So we're going to inhale, shrugging our shoulders up to our ears, and as we exhale through the mouth, just letting it all go. Inhaling up through the ears and exhaling, letting it all go. One more like that. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling, dropping our shoulders down. From here, let's just take a few little bounces, maybe a bit of a wiggle from side to side, just feeling into our body today, noticing what kind of energy is moving around, keeping our eyes closed here, so we're just really allowing ourselves to go inside, ignoring anything that's happening on the outside. Maybe starting to circle our arms, kind of floating our arms as if through water, or if we're kind of flying through the air. Gently maybe taking our arms up above our head, just a little kind of morning wiggly dance with our body, shifting our hips from side to side, bending our knees. And then we can just take it into a bit of a shake. So we're just starting to shake out our hands as if we've got water on our hands and we're kind of flicking it away. Trying to dry our hands here, shaking our legs from side to side, taking our arms above our head, not worrying about what we look like here, just flowing with our body, moving with the energy that we have within us today. And maybe movements are quite small, maybe they're quite big. A few more breaths here. That's a big sigh out. Okay, and coming back to stillness, just taking a moment, feeling what we feel, noticing if we have that kind of tingly sensation of the energy that we've just gently activated through that shaking, through that wiggling of our body. Super, super. Let's take it to the front of our mat, bringing our two big toes to touch, coming into our mountain pose, Utthita. Inhaling, taking the arms up above the head, palms touch. Exhale, gently folding down forward. Let's take a moment here, hanging down. Maybe take a soft bend through the knees, maybe wiggling, walking out the feet a little bit, just listening to your body, noticing what you need. Please bend the knees as much as possible so you can touch the floor. Also feel free just to grab a yoga block or a book, anything you have at home if you just need that little bit of assistance. Just one more breath here. And inhale, gently rolling the body up, vertebra by vertebra. Let's take a nice big shoulder roll. 1, 2, 3. Take our arms up above our head again. Palms come to touch, lengthening out all through the side body. And exhaling, folding ourselves down. Nice big releasing breath. And vertebra by vertebra, rolling ourselves back up here. Final one. Inhale. Arms up, palms touch. Exhaling. Hands down through heart center. Coming down to our Uttanasana, our forward fold.
Relaxing the head and neck down.
Super. Let's come up to our halfway lift, spine nice and long, maybe palms touch the front of the shins.
Exhale, hands to the floor, stepping our right foot back,
Dropping down that knee, calming up into our low lunge. Inhaling, arms come up, palms touch together. Breathing here, one breath here. Exhaling, palms down to the floor. Let's push this leg back and calming into our Ardha Hanumanasana, our half split pose. We want to make sure our hips are in one line, flexing this foot, feeling this nice big stretch along the back of the leg. Inhaling to open our chest, imagining we're shining a light out of our heart. Exhale just to gently lean a bit forward. Really nice pose again to do with some blocks or books if you're at home, obviously, whatever you need to use just for an extra bit of support here. Breathing into this pose. Let's just take a few chest rolls. Inhaling, lifting the head up. Exhaling, rolling back down. Inhaling, chin to chest. Exhaling, folding back down. One more here. Inhaling, chin to chest. Exhaling, folding back down. Excellent. Walking our hands to frame that front foot, lifting off that back knee. Let's step it back to our first downward facing dog. Gently taking a stance about hip width, maybe a little bit wider. Let's take a nice soft bend in the knees if this is your first downward facing dog of the day. You really want to think about pressing those palms down into the mat, pushing away, reaching away with your fingertips, relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. Breathing here, let's take a few deep breaths. Inhaling, exhaling. One more here, inhaling, pushing the hips and pelvis up to the sky. Exhaling. Let's look forward. Let's take a step forward to the top of your mat. Inhaling, lifting ourselves up halfway. Exhaling, folding down forward. And gently, vertebra by vertebra, just rolling ourselves back up, calming up to standing into our Utthita pose. Let's do the same again on the opposite side. Inhaling, arms up, palms touch together. Exhaling, folding down forward. One breath here. Coming up to halfway lift. Palms come to thighs. Palms to the ground, stepping back with our left foot here. Dropping our back knee and lifting up to our low lunge. Again, just making sure our hips are nice and level here, both pointing forward. We're really pushing down. The energy is coming down from our foot that is on the floor, up through our knee, engaging our core just to stabilize us here. One more breath here. And exhaling, floating those hands down, framing that foot and gently pushing back, straightening that leg, flexing that right foot here. Inhaling, gaze forward, shining that heart, the light that we have calming from our heart here. Again, making sure our hips are in one nice line. Let's do those chest rolls. So we're doing chin to chest, inhaling up, exhaling, folding down, taking a gentle bend with the elbows. Inhaling, chin to chest, exhaling, folding down. One more here, chin to chest, exhaling, folding down. Really nice, feeling that really nice stretch all along the back of the leg. And calming to the center, framing that front foot, lifting off the back knee and stepping it back to our downward facing dog. Breathing here. Brilliant. Let's just gently, step by step, walking our feet up towards our hands. And hanging down nice and loose here in the mid-back. And let's roll vertebra by vertebra, coming all the way back up to standing. Back into our Utthita mountain pose. One breath here. Excellent. From here, let's take our right foot back. So it's pointing to the long side of the mat. Our front foot is pointing forward, setting ourselves up for our Virabhadrasana 2, our warrior 2 pose. So we want to take a nice wide stance, wider than hip width, bending into that front knee. trying to keep the knee above the toes, obviously listening to your body, and sending those arms out nice and long into that T position, imagining we're being pulled from both sides, kind of a tug of war with our body. Our core is in the middle, our hips are pointing to the long edge of the mat. Gaze goes over that index finger, relaxing the shoulders down and away from the ears. Breathing here, one big deep breath. Gently leaning forward over that front leg, and then we flip our palm and we come up to our reverse warrior. The other hand can go to the hip, down the side of the body, or can wrap around our back, however you feel you need today. Getting a nice gentle back bend here, opening up to our chest to the sky. Excellent. Coming back to center. Let's drop that elbow down to the knee. Send the opposite arm up above our head, alongside our ear. Again, making sure we're not collapsing down into this elbow, pushing away with the elbow, relaxing the shoulder away from the ear. All the strength in the legs. Breathing here. Excellent. Let's straighten that leg, lower the hands down and gently walk them to the long edge of the mat. We want to turn both of our toes inside, so we're not locking out the joint, just a nice gentle soft bend in the knees. And we want to fold ourselves forward, coming into our wide-legged forward fold. Let's walk our hands over to the left side, just to get a nice little twist, a little opening over to the side. One breath here. Coming back to center, taking it over to the other side. One breath here, excellent. Bring ourselves back to center. Super, let's take it back up to the center and walk our hands around over to the right side. So we're now facing the back of the mat here. Let's lift our back leg up and come to meet it at the front. Coming down into our forward fold or Uttanasana. And inhaling vertebra by vertebra, coming up to standing, back into our mountain pose. And we'll take it over to the other side. So from here we want to step our left leg back. The front of our toes are facing the long edge of the mat. We're setting ourselves up for our Virabhadrasana 2, our warrior 2. Really feeling that pull from both sides with the arms. The arms are nice and active here, they're not loose and floppy. Feeling that stretch across our inner thighs. Big breath here. Gently tipping forward over that bent knee and taking it back into our reverse warrior. Again, other hand can come to the hip, down the side of the back leg or round the back. Taking the option which feels most comfortable for you today. One breath here. Exhaling. Taking that elbow down to that bent knee, lifting that straight arm up above our head in line with the ear. One big breath here, again making sure we're not collapsing down into that side, using that strength of the elbow to push into the knee and lift our upper body up. Excellent. Let's straighten that leg, walk our hands around to the front. This time I want to turn our toes to each corner of the mat, taking a deep bend into the knee, lifting up our upper body and coming into our goddess pose here. We can gently place our hands down onto our thighs, feeling all this opening across our inner thighs and our hip flexors. Let's take our arms back up into that cactus position we started. Breathing here, feeling nice, strong and grounded, feeling all that energy, ready to tackle whatever we have waiting for us today. And releasing those hands down. take some shoulder dips. So we're dipping our right shoulder to our left knee, inhaling, coming up, and changing across to the other side. Flowing with our breath here. 2 more on each side. Inhaling center, exhale to fold. Inhale center, exhale to fold. Coming back up, feeling that burn in the legs, arms up overhead. Stretch nice and long. 1, 2, 3, and straightening those legs. Taking our arms out wide into this big star, slowly floating them down to the sides of our legs. Let's walk heel toe our feet in. We'll take it down to the mat. Inhaling, arms up, exhaling, hands through heart center. Let's then come to sit down into our Malasana squat here. Feeling that pressure from the inner thighs against the elbows. If you feel more comfortable, you can gently rest your hands down in front of you. You can also prop yourself up on a block underneath your bum if you need that extra bit of support today. Again, just really making sure to listen to your body. You are the only one that knows what you need today. Maybe closing down the eyes, so taking a few breaths. Allowing a small smile just to come across your lips. Thinking of all the positive things that you have awaiting for your day ahead. Just finding gratitude in some small daily things. Even just a nice cup of coffee, a hug from a loved one, some time in nature. Just these small, simple things can make such a big difference to our day. Let's take our hands behind us and just gently come to sit onto our bottoms here. Spinning round to face the front of the mat, sending our legs out nice and long. Kind of come into Paschimottanasana, our forward fold. So we just want to make sure our seat bones are nice and grounded, spine is nice and long. Inhaling, arms go up above our head, and exhaling, we're gently folding forward. The fold is coming from our hips, not from our back, so we don't want to curl and round our back like this. We want to relax our shoulders down and gently tip our, flexing our feet here. Hands can go wherever they reach, the tops of the thighs, around the calves, the ankles, or the feet. But we don't want to yank and tug and posture. We just gently want to ease with the flow of our breath, allowing our body just to slowly open. Especially if we're doing this first thing in the morning, it's really, really natural that you feel far stiffer than you maybe would later on in the day. Just accepting that our body changes throughout the day, every single day. And just allowing ourselves to be at peace with those changes. Nice big deep breath here. Feeling up our lungs. Exhaling, letting it go. Gently walking our hands back up to center. Gently lowering ourselves back down to the mat. Legs go out nice and long in front of us, arms down by the side of the body, palms facing up, really surrendering ourselves down to the earth right now. Slowly start to deepen the breath, sending signals to your nervous system that it's time to move on. Calming back into the space around you. Bringing some small movements into your toes, your fingers, maybe gently rocking your head from side to side. Raising your arms up above your head, giving yourself a nice big stretch out. Bending in the knees into the chest. Giving yourself a big hug and saying thank you for your practice today.
Side.
Gently rolling over
And then
onto one
gently
side.
pushing down into the ground, lifting ourselves back up, calming back into that seated position that we started today's practice in. Spine nice and long. Let's take our palms together in front of our chest, our heart center. It's a sign of gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me in today's morning wiggle, morning flow, getting the energy moving, hopefully setting you up for a really, really beautiful day. I look forward to practicing again with you soon. If you're interested in my videos, please hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment below, let me know what you thought of today's flow, and I will see you very soon. Thank you so much. Goodbye.